There's a particular kind of exhaustion I've been sitting with lately. It doesn't come from working too hard or sleeping too little. It comes from carrying the weight of a world that seems to be groaning under its own contradictions, and from the slow, creeping suspicion that maybe I was never built for this world as it is, only for something it was supposed to become. I'm not sure I tied it well. Platonists believed the soul descends. It emanates downward from the One, that perfect overflowing source of all being, through intellect, through soul, and finally into matter, into this, into rent prices and doom scrolling, and the pause that happens when someone asks if you want kids someday and the honest answer is too tangled to say out loud. So let's say it here, quietly. Surviving is enough right now, not as resignation, but as recognition. The soul is still here. That is not a small thing. That is, in fact, everything. We were handed a script. School, job, love, home, family. Watch them grow. The Neoplatonists would have recognized this for what it is. A story matter tells itself. A shadow of a higher order projected onto the wall of a cave we mistake for the world. It's pretty small. The script was never perfect. It excluded plenty of people even in its so-called golden era, but it at least felt like a direction, something to walk toward too. And then the stage it was written for collapsed, and we're still holding the pages, wondering why the light looks wrong. The dream of building something generational hasn't died because people stopped wanting it. It has become, for many, simply unthinkable. It's simple math. When housing costs devour half your income, when healthcare is a lottery, when the planet itself is running a fever, the question shifts. More and more people stop asking, do I want children? And changes the question to, what kind of world would I be calling them down into? That is not selfishness. That is love turned inward, because there is nowhere safe yet to pour it outward. Platonists understood this too in his way. Matter, for him, was the outermost edge of emanation, the place where light from the One grows faint. Not evil exactly, but deficient, lacking. And there is something in the texture of contemporary life that feels precisely like that. A world at the far rim of the light, forgetting what it came from. The so-called population crisis being debated by economists and politicians is, at its root, a story about people quietly, rationally, even wisely, opting out of a system that was never designed to hold them. But here is what I keep coming back to. Not a solution, I don't have one of those, but something closer to a reframe. The Neoplatonists believed the soul never fully forgets its origin. Even in its deepest descent into matter, some part of it remains oriented upward. They called it epistrophe, or the return, the turning back. Not escape, exactly. More like remembrance. The soul, even weighted down, retains an ache for the source it came from. And I think that ache is what you're feeling when you feel the injustice of this world so acutely. Your soul recognizing the distance between what is and what ought to be. The fact that you can see the system clearly is not nothing. Many people can't or won't. The fact that you feel the weight of inequality, of war, of environmental unraveling, that means something in you is still oriented toward the light. Sensitivity to injustice is not a wound, it is a form of moral vision. A compass, even when it hurts to hold. And the mourning for the life you were told you could have, for the futures that feel foreclosed, that mourning is worth honoring. Platonists would say that grief for beautiful things is itself a sign that beauty was recognized. You cannot mourn what you never glimpsed. The ache is proof of the vision. You don't have to rush past it. You're allowed to sit with the sadness of wanting something that feels just out of reach, not because you're weak, but because you're still awake inside your life. There's a quiet dignity, I think, in the way people are living through this moment. Getting up, making coffee, calling someone you love, doing the work, finding small punctures of light, a good meal, a song that opens something in you, a conversation that makes the isolation lift, even briefly. None of this makes the headlines. None of it repairs the structural rot at the top, but it is, in its own stubborn way, an act of epistrophe, a turning back toward the source. You are insisting on your own inner life in a world that profits from your forgetting you have one. You don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to have a 5-year plan or know whether you'll ever feel financially solid or what shape your future takes. The soul's return, Plotinus thought, was never a single dramatic leap. It was gradual, contemplative. It happened through attention, through love, through the patient refusal to go numb. The world is heavy. It has always been heavy, though the particular shape of this heaviness is ours to carry. But you are not only a creature of matter, you are also, in the oldest sense of the word, a soul, something that descended into all of this and has not yet stopped looking for the way back up. That aliveness in you, that refusal to be flattened, is the light that hasn't gone out. It is quietly worth everything.